Hello guys, I am going to be reading YouTube Terms of Service. Why? Because thought it was a good idea. So maybe I should make my webcam a little bit smaller there. Wait. Like there. Yeah. Small webcam. But you can see the text hopefully. I'm just gonna check my holy shit, I zoomed in a lot. I'm gonna check my stream real quick. Oh no, it used that thumbnail. Okay, wait, hold up, let me make a cool thumbnail. And then I will... Oh, that was stupid. Bro, I thought it would just make a thumbnail from the stream, but guess if you don't upload one, then it does, yeah. Some edited thumbnail. There you go. And my stream should be super duper. And my stream... Oi. Wait, now I just need to check. Did the thumbnail update? Hope it did. Yeah, it did. Okay. Now I'm just gonna read everything, and I thought it was a good idea because I have like one warning and some other shit on my channel, and yeah, this is how it is. So I'm just gonna start here, and I go all the way down. Okay, no, I'm not gonna read the phone numbers. I can I can't read till here. Okay, very cool. Terms of service. What's in these terms? This index is designed to help you navigate our terms of service. Terms. We hope this serves a useful guide, but please ensure you read the full terms in full. Or you read the terms in full. Welcome to YouTube. This section outlines our relationship with you. It also it includes a description of the service, defines our agreement, and names your service provider. Who may use the service? This section sets out certain requirements for use of service and defines categories of users. Your use of the service. This section explains your rights to use the service and the conditions that apply to your use of the service. It also explains how we may make changes to the service, your content and conduct. Yep. This section applies to users who provide content to the service. It defines the scope of the permissions that you grant by uploading your content and includes your agreement not to upload anything that infringes on anyone else's rights. Account suspension and termination. This section explains how you and YouTube may terminate this relationship. About software in our service. This section includes details about software on the service. Other legal terms. This section includes our service commitment to you. It also explains that there are some things we will not be responsible for. About this agreement. This section includes some further important details about our contract, including what we expect if we need to make changes to these terms or which law applies to them. Okay, that was like the I don't know, something. Terms of service. Date. Dated January 5th, 2022. English courtesy translation. Terms of service. Welcome to YouTube. Introduction. Thank you for using the YouTube platform and its products, services, and features we make available to you as part of the platform, collectively the service. Our service. The service allows you to discover, watch, and share videos and other content. I'm just gonna mark blue what I read. So the service allows you to discover, watch, and share videos and other content, provides a forum for people to connect, inform, and inspire others across the globe, and acts as a distribution platform for original content creators and advertisers, large and small. We provide lots of information about our products and how to use them in our help center. Amongst other things, you can find about YouTube Kids, the YouTube Partner Program, and YouTube paid memberships and purchases. You can also read all about enjoying content on other devices like your television, your games consoles, or even Google Home. Your service provider. The entity providing the service in the European Economic Area and Switzerland is Google Ireland Limited, a company incorporated and operating under laws of Ireland. Registered number 368047, located at Gordon House, Borough Street, Dublin 4, Ireland, referred to as YouTube, we, us, or our. References to YouTube's affiliates in these terms means the other companies within the Alphabet Inc. corporate group. What the fuck? Applicable terms. Your use of the service is subject to these terms: the YouTube community guidelines and the public safety and copyright policies. Together, your agreement with us will also include the advertising on YouTube policies if you provide advertising or sponsorships to the service or incorporate paid promotions in your content. Please read this agreement carefully and make sure you understand it. If you do not understand the agreement or do not accept any part of it, then you may not use the service. Who may use the service? Age requirements. You may use the service if you're at least 16 years old. However, children of all ages may use the service, and YouTube Kids were available if enabled by a parent or legal guardian. If you're under 18, or permissions by parent or guardian. If you're under 18, you must have your parent or legal guardian's permission to use the service. Please have them read this argument with you. I should probably get my parents here. Maybe. I don't know. If you have a parent or legal guardian of a user, Hi. You want to watch the whole stream? Watch me read the terms of service? If you're a parent or legal guardian of a user under the age of 18, by allowing your child to use the service, you're subject to the terms of this agreement and responsible for your child's activity on the service. You can find tools and resources to help you manage your family's experience on YouTube, including how to enable child under the age of 16 to use the service and YouTube Kids in our help center through Google's Family Link. Businesses. If you are using the service on behalf of a company or organization, you confirm to us that you have authority to act on behalf of the entity and that entity accepts this agreement. Your use of the service. Content on the service. The content on the service includes videos, audio, for example, music and other sounds, graphic photos, text such as comments and scripts, branding including trade names, trademarks, service marks, or logos. Interactive features, software, metrics, and other material, collectively content may be prohibited to the service and distributed by our users, and YouTube is a provider of hosting services for such content. Content is the responsibility of the person or entity that provides it to the service. If you see any content that you believe does not comply with these terms, such as violating the community guidelines or the law, you can report it to us. Google accounts and YouTube channels. You can use parts of the service, such as browsing and searching for content, without having a Google account. However, you do not need a Google account to use some features. With a Google account, you may be able to like videos, subscribe to channels, create your own YouTube channel, and more. You can follow these instructions to create a Google account. Creating a YouTube channel will give you access to additional features and functions, such as uploading videos, making comments, or creating playlists. Here are some details about how you can create your own YouTube channel. To protect your Google account, keep your password confidential. You should not use your Google account password on third-party applications. Learn more about keeping your Google account secure, including what to do if you learn of any unauthorized use of password or Google account. Your information. Our privacy policy explains how we treat your personal data and protect your privacy. When you use the service, the YouTube Kids Privacy Notice provides additional information about our privacy practices that are specific to YouTube Kids. We will process any audio or audiovisual content uploaded by you to the service in accordance with the YouTube data processing terms, except in cases where you upload such content for personal purposes or household activities. Learn more. Permissions and restrictions. You may access and use the service as made available to you, as long as you comply with this agreement and the law. You may view or listen to content for your personal, non-commercial use. You may also show YouTube videos through the embeddable YouTube player. The following restrictions apply to the use of service. You are not allowed to access, reproduce, download, distribute, transmit, broadcast, display, sell, license, alter, modify, or otherwise use any part of the service or any content except A, as specifically permitted by the service, B, with prior written permission from YouTube, and if applicable, the respective rights holders, or C, as permitted by applicable law. Circumvent, disable, fraudulently engage or otherwise interfere with the service, or attempt to do any of these things, including security-related features or features that A, prevent or restrict the copying or other use of content, or B, limit the use of service or content. Access the service using any automated means, such as robots, botnets, or scrapers, except A, in the case of public search engines, in accordance with YouTube's robot.txt file, B, with YouTube prior's written permission, or C, as permitted by applicable law. Collect or use any information that might identify a person, for example, harvesting usernames, faces, unless permitted by the person or allowed under Section 3 above. Use the service to distribute unsolicited promotional or commercial content or other unwanted or mass solicitations, spam. Cause or encourage any inaccurate measurements of genuine user engagement with the service, including by paying people or providing them with incentives to increase a video's views, likes, or dislikes, or to increase a channel's subscribers or otherwise manipulate metrics. Misuse: any reporting, flagging, complaint, dispute, or appeals process, including by making groundless vexations or frivolous submissions. What? I've never seen that word before. Run contests on or through the service that do not comply with YouTube's contest policies and guidelines. Use the service to view or listen to content other than personal, non-commercial. For example, you may not publicly screen videos or stream music from the service, or use the service to sell any advertising, sponsorships, or promotions placed on, around, or within the service, or content other than those allowed in advertising on YouTube policies, such as complaint products placements, or sell advertising, sponsorships, or promotions on any page of any website or application that only contains content from the service, or where content from the service is the primary basis for such sales. For example, selling ads on a web page where YouTube videos are only content of value. Reservation: any rights to not expressly granted to you in this agreement remains the right of YouTube of the respective right holders. This means, for example, that using the service does not give you ownership of any intellectual property rights in the content you access, including any branding used or displayed in the service. Develop, improve, and update the service. YouTube is constantly changing and improving the service. As a part of this continual evolution of our digital content and services, we may make modifications or changes to all or part of the service, such as adding or removing features, functionalities, offering new digital content or services, or discontinuing old ones. We may also change the service for these other reasons: to adapt new technologies, to reflect increases or decreases in the number of people who use particular product, service, or feature, to respond to key changes in the licenses and partnerships we have with others, to prevent abuse or harm, to address legal, regulatory, safety or security issues. In particular, we sometimes make legally required updates, which are modifications that keep up with the digital content, services, or goods in conformity with the law. We make these updates to our digital content and services for safety or security reasons, and to make sure they meet the quality standards that you expect, such as those described in our legal guarantee below. We may automatically install updates that address significant safety or security risks. For other updates, you can choose whether you want them installed. Before we change or stop offering any part of the service, we carefully consider your interest as a user. Reasonable expectations and the potential impact on you and others. We only change or stop offering any part of the service for valid reasons. If a modification negatively affects your ability to access or use the service, we'll provide you with reasonable advance notice by email. including a description of changes when they'll take place and your right to end your contract with us if our modifications create more than a minor negative impact, except in urgent situations such as preventing abuse or harm, responding to legal requirements, or addressing security and operability issues. We'll also provide you with opportunity to export your content using Google Takeout, subject to applicable law and policies. This is time consuming. Your content and conduct. Uploading content. If you have a YouTube channel, you may be able to upload content to the service. You may use your content to promote your business or artistic enterprise. If you choose to upload content, you must not submit the service or content that does not comply with this agreement or the law. For example, the content you submit must not include third-party intellectual property, such as copyrighted material, unless you have permission from the party or otherwise legally entitled to do so, including by way of any available exceptions or limitations to copyright or related rights provided for in European Union law. You are legally responsible for the content you submit to the service. We may use automated systems that analyze your content to help detect infringements and abuse, such as spam, malware, and illegal content. Rights you grant. You retain all your ownership's rights in your content. In short, what belongs to you stays yours. However, we do require that you grant certain rights to YouTube and other users of the service, as described below. License to YouTube. By providing content to the service, you grant to YouTube worldwide non-exclusive, royalty-free, transferable, sublicensable license to use that content, including the reproduce, distribute, modify, display, and perform it, for the purpose of operating, promoting, and improving the service. License to other users. You also grant each other user of the service a worldwide non-exclusive royalty-free license to access your content through the service and to use that content, including to reproduce, distribute, modify, display, and perform it, only as enabled by a feature of the service. Duration of license. The licenses granted by you continue until the content is removed as described below. Once removed, the licenses will terminate except where the operation of service use of content permitted before your removal or the law requires otherwise. For example, removal of content by you does not require YouTube to A. recall content that is being used by others within any limited offline viewing functionality of the service, or B. delete copies we reasonably need to keep for legal purposes. Right to monetize. You grant to YouTube the right to monetize your content on a service, and such monetization may include displaying ads or within content or charging users a fee for access. This agreement does not entitle you to any payments starting June 1st, 2021. Any payments you may be entitled to receive from YouTube under any agreement between you and YouTube including, for example, payments under the YouTube Partner Program, channel memberships, or Super Chat, will be treated as royalties. If required by law, Google will withhold taxes from such payments. Removing your content. You may remove your content from the service at any time. You also have the options to make copy of your content before removing it. You must remove your content if no longer have the rights required by these terms. Removal of content by YouTube. If we reasonably believe that any of your content, 1, is in breach of this agreement, or 2, may cause harm to YouTube, our users, or third parties, we reserve the right to remove or take down some of all of such content. We will notify you with the reason for our action unless we reasonably believe to do so A, would violate the law or direction of a legal enforcement authority, or would otherwise risk legal liability for YouTube or our affiliates. B, would compromise an investigation or the integrity or operation of the service. Or C, would cause harm to any user, other third party, YouTube, or our affiliates. You can learn more about reporting and enforcing, including how to appeal, on the troubleshooting page of our help center. Community guideline strikes. YouTube operates a system of strikes in respect of content that violates the YouTube community guidelines. Each strike comes with varying restrictions and may result in the permanent removal of your channel from YouTube. A full description of how a strike affects your channel is available on the YouTube Guideline Strikes page. If you believe that a strike has been issued in error, you may appeal here. If your channel has been restricted due to a strike, you must not use another channel to circumvent these restrictions. Violation or this prohibition is a material breach of this agreement, and Google reserves the right to terminate your Google account or your access to all or part of the service. Copyright protection. We provide information to help copyright holders manage their intellectual property online in our YouTube Copyright Center. If you believe your copyright has been infringed on the service, please send us a notice. We respond to notices of alleged copyright infringements according to the process in our YouTube Copyright Center, where you can also find the information about how to resolve a copyright strike. YouTube's policies provide for determination in appropriation circumstances of repeating infringers' access to the service. Account suspension and termination. Terminations by you. You may stop using the service at any time. You can also delete the service from your Google account, which involves closing your YouTube channel and removing your data, with the option to download a copy of your data first. Terminations and suspensions by YouTube. YouTube reserves the right to suspend or terminate your Google account or your access to all or part of the service. If A, you materially or repeatedly breach this agreement, B, we are required to do so to comply with a legal requirement or a court order, or C, we reasonably believe that there has been conduct that creates liability or harm to any user, other third party, YouTube, or our affiliates. Notice for termination or suspension. We will notify you with the reason for termination. For termination or suspension by YouTube unless we reasonably believe to do so. A would violate a law in direct or of a legal enforcement authority. B would compromise an investigation. C would compromise the integrity, operation, or security of the service. D would cause harm to any user, other third party, or YouTube or our affiliates. Effect of account suspension or termination. If your Google account is terminated or your access to the service is restricted, you may continue using certain aspects of the service, such as viewing only. With an account, and this agreement will continue to apply to such use. If you believe that the termination of or suspension has been made in error, you can appeal using this form. About software in our service. Downloadable software. When a service requires or includes downloadable software such as YouTube Studio application, is that a thing? Unless the software is governed, it's for the phone. Unless that software is governed by additional terms which provide a license, YouTube gives you a personal, worldwide, royalty-free, non-assignable, and non-exclusive license to use the software provided to you by YouTube as part of the service. This service is for the sole purpose of enabling you to use it and enjoy the benefit of the service provided by YouTube in the manner permitted by this agreement. You are not allowed to copy, modify, distribute, sell, or lease any part of the software, or to reverse engineer, or to attempt to extract the source code of that software. Unless laws prohibit these restrictions, you have YouTube's written permission. Open source. Some software used in our service may be offered under an open source license. There may be provisions in an open source license that expressly override some of these terms. If so, we'll make that open source license available to you. Other legal terms. Legal guarantee. If you're an EEA-based consumer and you agree to our terms of service, then EEA consumer laws provide you with a legal guarantee covering the digital content or services that we provide you. Under this guarantee, we are liable for any lack of conformity that you discover. Within 2 years of the one-time supply of digital content or service, such as purchasing a movie, at any time during the continuous supply of digital content or service, such as a paid subscription, your national laws may provide an even longer guarantee. Your rights under these legal guarantees aren't limited by any commercial guarantees that we provide. If you want to make a guarantee claim, please contact us. Disclaimer. By law, consumers have certain rights that cannot be excluded or altered by a contract. Nothing in this agreement affects those rights and may have a consumer, other than expressly stated in this agreement or required by law. See the legal guarantee. YouTube does not make any specific promises about the service. For example, we don't make any additional promises about the content provided through the service, the specific features of the service or its accuracy, reliability, availability, or ability to meet your needs, or that the content that you submit will be accessible or stored on the service. Limitation or liability. All users, nothing in this agreement is intended to exclude or limit any party's liability for death or personal injury, fraud, fraudulent misrepresentation, or any liability that cannot be excluded or limited by law. To the extent permitted by applicable law, YouTube and its affiliates will not be responsible for losses that were not caused by YouTube or its affiliates, breaches of this agreement, any loss or damage that was not at the time that this agreement was formed between you and YouTube a reasonable foreseeable consequences of YouTube or its affiliates breaching this agreement, or the content submitted by any user or the defamatory, offensive, or legal conduct of any user. Business users only. If you are using the service for the purpose of trade, business, craft, or profession, a business user, to the extent permitted by law, applicable law, the following limitations of liability will also apply. YouTube and its affiliates will not be responsible for lost profits, revenues, or data loss, loss of opportunity, or anticipated savings. Indirect or consequential losses or punitive damages in all cases, whether such losses were foreseeable or not. And YouTube and its affiliates' total liability for any claims arising from or relating to the service is limited to the greater of a. the amount of revenue that YouTube has paid to you from your use of the service the 12 months before the date of your notice in writing YouTube of the claim, and b. €500, whichever is higher. Third-party links. The service may contain links to third-party websites and online services that are not owned or controlled by YouTube. YouTube has no control over and assumes no responsibility for such websites and online services. Be aware when you leave the service, we suggest you read the terms of privacy policy of each third-party website and online service that you visit. I did not know that. You need to read the privacy policy of every website you click on. That's insane. About this agreement. Changing this agreement. We may change this agreement, 1, to reflect changes to our service or how we do business. For example, when we add new products or features or remove old ones for legal, regulatory, or security reasons, or to prevent abuse or harm. Or 3, to prevent abuse or harm. If we materially change this agreement, we will provide you with reasonable advance notice and the opportunity to review the changes, except 1, when we launch a new product or features, or 2, in urgent situations such as preventing ongoing abuse or responding to legal requirements. If you don't agree to these new terms, you should remove any content you upload to stop using the service. Continuation of this agreement. If you use the service and the following terms of this agreement will continue to apply to you. Other legal terms. About this agreement, and the licenses granted by you will continue in limited and the licenses granted by you will continue in limited cases as described under duration of license. Servants. If it turns out that a particular term of this agreement is not enforceable for any reason, this will not affect any other terms. Assignment. YouTube may transfer all of its parts of this agreement to an affiliate, or if YouTube is sold to a third party. No waiver. If you do not comply with this agreement and we do not take action immediately, this doesn't mean that we are giving up any rights that we may have, such as the right to take action in the future. Governing law. If you live in a European Economic Area or Switzerland, this agreement and your relationship with the YouTube under this agreement will be governed by the law of your country of residence, and legal proceedings may be brought to your legal courts. EEA instructions or on withdrawal. If you're an EEA-based consumer, then starting on May 28, 2022, EEA consumer law gives you the right to withdraw from this contract as described in EU's model instructions on withdrawal provided below. Right of withdrawal. You have the right to withdraw from this contract within 14 days without giving any reason. The withdrawal period will expire after 14 days from the day of the conclusion of the contract. To exercise the law of withdrawal, you must inform us of your decision to withdraw from this contract by an unequivocal statement, a letter sent by email, sent by post or email. You can contact us by email at accountwithdrawal@google.com, by phone +35 31800 832 See the below for country-specific telephone numbers, or by writing to us at Google Ireland Limited, Gordon House, Barrow Street, Dublin 4 Ireland. You may use the attached model withdrawal form, but it is not obligatory. You can also electronically fill in and submit the model withdrawal form or any unequivocal statement on our website, g.co/EEA withdrawal form. If you use this option, we will communicate to you an acknowledgement of receipt of such a withdrawal on a durable medium, etc. by example by email without delay. To meet the withdrawal deadline, it is sufficient for you to send your communication concerning your exercise of the right of withdrawal before the withdrawal period has expired. Effect of withdrawal. If you withdraw from this contract, we shall reimburse to you all payments received from you, including the cost of delivery, with the expectation of the supplementary cost resulting from your choice of a type of delivery other than the least expensive type of standard delivery offered by us. Without undue delay, and in any event later than 14 days from the day of which we are informed about your decision to withdraw from this contract, we will carry out such reimbursement using the same means of payments as you used for the initial transaction, unless you have expressly agreed otherwise. In any event, you will not incur any fees as a result of such reimbursement. module withdraw form. Complete this return, blah blah blah. Okay, so I'm not gonna read all these phone numbers. I'm just gonna say that yeah, that's like a withdrawal form, a model. That's insane. But yeah, that was the terms of service. There's a lot of other terms of service. There's the community guidelines, but there we got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 17, 8. What am I saying? I can't count. What the hell? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22 different links to things I can read, and that's kind of a lot. Might do that later, but I won't do that now. So I'm just gonna end the stream, end the video, and something, I don't know. Have a good day. Like and subscribe, share with your uncle, and have a good day.